What was the issue between you and Tyrese, if you can go into detail?
Well, Tyrese, again, there was a different motivation with. I mean, everybody has a different motivation, right? But when we started the movie, clearly this was his big break, but it was also mine. Now, he's an established singer. I'm established as a comic sitcom actor, right? So this is both of us, big deal for both of us. But our approach was different. I spoke a little bit about acting and tools that you use and ways that you think about lines and how to deliver them and so forth and so on. So there's all these choices that you have to make as an actor, but none of them involve making friends, in my opinion, at that time, right? So I'm just like, bro, yeah, I remember him. And it's funny, it's similar to Merlin. First time I met him, he was on Hanging with Miss Cooper. And, to circle back 4 or 5 years later, whatever it is, and now he's got cast as the lead role. And I clearly know my role. It's like, bro, you got to be that strong anchor next to this guy who we don't know. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. But I thought he did a fantastic job. I really thought he did. But before we got there, his approach was, we're supposed to be best friends, so let's go be best friends. Now, with me, like I said, I got a circle. I got my people that I f with, and that's just, it is what it is. And with him, I think, it wasn't like he was like, let's go hang out and go have some drinks and da-da-da-da. I'm like, I've been with that. His was more like, come to my house and let's run lines and stay over and da-da-da-da. And I was just like, but no, that's work. I'm not trying to work outside of work. Like, we can go come to my house. And he's like, all right. He shows up at my house and I got a house full of people. Living room, at the pool table, nigga do a little bit of, you know what I mean? Shoot dice in the corner, smoke weed for his women, you know what I mean? It was one of them. And he was just like, nah, this, is there any way we can go to be alone? Like, I'm like, but I saw the way he was saying it. Like, can we talk real quick? Let me holler at you, type of shit. And I said, yeah. And no bullshit. I said, follow me. And we got in our cars and we drove to a park. And we call it Rattlesnake Park. It's up in the valley. I lived at Northridge. And this was up right above, anyway, but it was near the house in Northridge. And we walked up the hill to the thing and turned around and squared off. And it was like, you got something to say, get it off your chest. Ain't nobody around to intervene or talk. Let's talk like men. And he said, well, I don't appreciate how you're not helping me out with this or reciprocating what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to do that. And then it was bucking up. And I was like, okay, well, this is how I'm going to do it. And this is how I want to get down. What else do you want to do about it? And he went, all right, I'll see you on set. And I said, yes, you will. And he went, got in his car, and I went and got in my car. Was no fighting, no touching, none of that shit. Two men getting it all out. Well, what you want to do? What you think I'm going to do? Oh, sorry, man. I'm trying, but no, what? And he's like, yeah. And I'm saying, fucked up. Well, Don, I came to tell you this is what's up. And I said, all right, I hear you, and this is what's up. And we looked at me and we both looked like, all right, I'll see you. And that's it. But we went back to work and we were professionals. We did our job. Nobody knew there was a rift between us. When you see it, it must be thick as thieves. Did we go on to do other movies together? Anything together at all? No. Me and John Singleton, we didn't have no beef, but that was his man. I'm gonna let y'all connect the dots. So they went and did other movies together and did it, da. But still in all, we had our thing. I was like, man, move on. On set, couldn't tell. Thick as thieves is whatever we had to do. Did the role, lived the moment. Bob, see you later. I know he ain't smoking or drinking, so I'm sliding off with the homies. You going to your trailer, you going with your girl, whatever you finna do. Boom, 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 boom. Movie's done now. Still don't think it's a problem. Till I get a phone call from my then girlfriend at the time, Angel Conwell. She goes, hey, are you at the shoot? I said, no, I'm at the crib. What you talking about? She said, they're doing a music video for Baby Boy right now. I was like, shut the fuck up. I said, where is it? Compton somewhere? Or maybe South Central? She said, it's in Northridge. Next to your house. Right now. And I loaded up the truck, pulled up on the grass, jumped out, speakers banging, hopping, stopped there out on the basketball court scene. So it's everybody's out there. Whole stops like, who's this thing? Shit. And I hopped out and was just like, word, that's okay. Okay, I felt like, you motherfuckers. Okay, you gonna do this to me? Up the street, huh? Like John Singleton walked through everybody. Like, what's up, sweet P? He gave me a little, all right. Tyrese is like, oh, P. He's, what's up? Da-da-da. Trying to act like you invited me or something. Knock it off. Where's Snoop? Snoop's in the trailer. I go to Snoop. And I just be knocking on it. What's up, Bob? Come in, cuz we smoking this shit. And I kind of expressed like, damn, you know, some wild shit. Snoop don't say nothing like, oh, he did this or he did that. He just like, what's up with you, man? Smoke this, da 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 da. And I'm thinking about, should I say something like, yo, what, these motherfuckers? But no, I just smoke with Snoop. That's it. We smoked. Maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes went by. I was like, all right, my nigga, good to see you. Yeah. All right, nephew. All right, my nigga, peace. Walk back. As far as he knew, he probably just figured I was about to go down and get in the scene or something. I don't know if everybody really knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't there and everybody else was. Now I'm walking out. One of the homies, Tam, was like, yo, what you doing? Throw on some clothes, hop in there. I was like, nah, man, I'm good. And I left. Because my thinking was this. If I bullied my way onto the money and jumped up there and just got in the scene and this, and then they cut me out of the it'd be some on sites. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I hate it to this day. To this day. No bush. I don't say hate. It's like when somebody call me Omar Gooding Jr. I don't get mad. I just go, easy, man. You know what I mean? When I do an interview or something, they're like, all right, we're gonna put some music in the background. What do they put? He just a baby. Bam, bam, bam. I'll be like, every time the song come on, I go, these mother. I can't believe they try to cut me in. No, I ain't no try to nothing. They just like, well, I'll show him type shit, you know. But you do, you let go and you let God. I seen Tyrese plenty times after that. We never talked about like, that's up what you did. I just, you know when you know. Because it's again, the story I just told you about me and him in the park. Ain't 5 people know about that shit. No, not anymore. But we know, you know what I'm saying? So when we see it, it is what it is, man. But that's what it was. But again, his thinking of it too, it's just like, damn, this ain't trying to help me out. He know I'm trying to be an actor and this and that and the third. He was like, he just leave with Angel every day and then go to his house with his homies and shit. Like, yeah, that's kind of what I was. I regret that because people in pretty much any field of business, if you're hiring somebody, sometimes it's based on if they've earned it and their skill set and their resume and all that. But other times it's just based on, do you want to hang with this person? Do you want to be around this person for weeks and weeks and months and months? And I can choose who I cast and who I hire. Do I want this or do I want somebody that's cool to hang around and blah, blah, blah. So it's important to be social and get in those clicks. Look at Tyrese. He was social with John Singleton and they wound up doing 2-3 more movies together. You know what I mean? So I should have been, hey, what y'all doing tonight? What's going on? I'm hanging out. Hey, let's chill that. But I wasn't. I was about my business. So I was like, I got to nail this. I ain't got time to socialize. We can socialize at the rap party, homie. Right now, I got to do what I got to do. And I regret that. So now when I do projects and stuff, I make sure, even though I'm not a morning person, as early as the call time is, hey, how y'all doing? Get some coffee. Y'all good? It's the cameraman, the light, everybody, which I'm pretty much, I am that way. But I do make an effort more. You know what I mean? And if I come off as an asshole the first morning, by the end of the day, I'm like, yo, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm awake now. Everybody's getting talked to. I'm saying hello to everybody in here. Y'all good? So I'm not that guy. Oh, yeah, asshole. No. Because you don't want that reputation. And I think I had that for a while. I had representation, meaning agents that have been fired, that have, I believe, messed with a lot of relationships that happen behind closed doors. I've had lots of producers and directors say, man, you never got that offer I sent you? For my shit, I can't believe, or they didn't even lead with that. They would just be like, man, I'm sad you didn't take that offer for this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, offer for what? I mean, what was it? Oh, we just finished filming, but you would have been great. Look at this. And we had this, and now we're getting this. I'm like, what the? And I call my agents like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, no, we didn't feel that would be right for you. I'm like, listen here. I think we have a problem with who works for who. You get 10%. Send me everything. Let me review it, and I'll tell you what's right for me and what's not right for me. I'll tell you what to pass on. You don't just pass on. But a lot of these things happen behind closed doors. Agents have to have bargaining power. They have to say, my client ain't gonna take this, so you better change this, or you gotta do this, and so forth and so on. But if they know that I'll be like this, let me see. No. What they talk about. We'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they didn't meet the quota or they didn't meet the white price. Yeah, but this is good shit. And this could potentially help this and help this. Listen, I got music to promote too. These rappers. You know what I mean? So there's been a lot of relationships that have been damaged that I have no control over. I can only control what I can. But I've definitely learned from, I would call them mistakes in the past as far as dealing with people.